Hello food lovers, welcome to another culinary adventure where we explore the rich and diverse flavors of the world. Today we have something truly special for you. Today we're taking a trip to Mexico, a country known for its vibrant culture, colorful traditions, and of course, its incredible cuisine. Mexican food is a celebration of flavors, colors, and textures, and it tells a story of history and heritage with every bite. We're making a classic meal that has been enjoyed by generations. This meal is a perfect representation of the heart and soul of Mexican cooking. It's a combination of rich, savory, and comforting elements that come together to create a truly unforgettable dining experience. Get ready for mole, rice, and beans. This trio is a staple in Mexican households and is often served during special occasions, family gatherings, and even as a comforting weeknight dinner. Mole is a rich sauce that is full of flavor. It's a complex and deeply satisfying sauce made from a blend of ingredients like chili peppers, chocolate, nuts, and spices. Each region in Mexico has its own unique version of mole, and today we'll be making a traditional one that will tantalize your taste buds. It's often served with chicken or pork, and the combination of the tender meat with the rich, velvety sauce is simply divine. The mole sauce enhances the flavors of the meat, creating a harmonious and delicious dish that you'll want to make again and again. We'll pair it with fluffy Mexican rice. This rice is cooked to perfection, with each grain separate and tender. It's seasoned with tomatoes, onions, garlic, and sometimes a touch of saffron, giving it a beautiful color and a delightful flavor that complements the mole perfectly. And we can't forget charro beans. These beans are a hearty and flavorful side dish that adds a wonderful contrast to the meal. They're cooked with a variety of ingredients, including chorizo, bacon, onions, and spices, making them incredibly tasty and satisfying. These beans are cooked with chorizo and other goodies, which infuse them with a smoky, savory flavor. The combination of the beans and the chorizo creates a dish that is both comforting and full of character. This meal is a staple in Mexico. It's a dish that brings people together, whether it's for a festive celebration or a simple family dinner. The act of preparing and sharing this meal is a way to connect with loved ones and to honor the traditions that have been passed down through generations. Families enjoy it for generations. It's perfect for celebrations where the kitchen becomes a hub of activity and laughter. The aromas of the cooking food fill the air, creating an atmosphere of warmth and joy. It's a time to create memories and to celebrate the rich culinary heritage of Mexico. But it's also great for a weeknight dinner. Let's get cooking. We'll start by gathering all our ingredients and setting up our kitchen. Cooking this meal is a wonderful way to unwind and to enjoy the process of creating something delicious from scratch. So roll up your sleeves and let's dive into the world of mole, rice, and beans. Before we start cooking, let's gather our ingredients. The market is a vibrant place, full of colors, sounds, and smells that awaken the senses. It's where our culinary journey begins, and each ingredient tells a story of its own. As we walk through the aisles, we can see the fresh produce, the spices, and the various other items that will come together to create a delicious meal. We'll need spices for the mole. Spices are the heart and soul of this dish, providing the complex flavors that make it so unique. Each spice has its own role to play, contributing to the overall harmony of the mole. The aroma of the spices alone is enough to make your mouth water, promising a rich and flavorful experience. Think cumin, cloves, and cinnamon. These spices are essential for creating the deep, earthy flavor that is characteristic of a good mole. Cumin adds a warm, nutty flavor, while cloves bring a hint of sweetness and a touch of bitterness. Cinnamon, with its sweet and woody notes, rounds out the spice blend perfectly. We'll also need dried chiles. Dried chiles are a staple in many traditional dishes, and they play a crucial role in mole. They add not only heat, but also a depth of flavor that is hard to replicate with any other ingredient. The variety of chiles available can be overwhelming, but each type brings its own unique characteristics to the dish. These give the mole its signature color and depth. Roasting the chiles enhances their flavor, bringing out their natural sweetness and adding a smoky undertone. Grinding them into a fine powder allows their flavors to meld seamlessly with the other ingredients, creating a rich and complex sauce that is the hallmark of a good mole. For the rice, we'll use long-grain rice. Long-grain rice is perfect for this dish because it cooks up light and fluffy, with each grain remaining separate. This texture is ideal for absorbing the flavors of the other ingredients without becoming mushy. The rice serves as a perfect canvas for the bold flavors of the mole. We'll also need tomatoes, onions, and garlic. These vegetables are the building blocks of many savory dishes, providing a base of flavor that is both familiar and comforting. Tomatoes add a touch of acidity and sweetness. Onions bring a subtle sweetness and depth, and garlic adds a pungent aromatic quality that enhances the overall flavor profile. These will add flavor to our rice. Sautéing the vegetables helps to develop their flavors, creating a rich and savory base for the rice. The heat of the pan caramelizes the natural sugars in the vegetables, adding a layer of complexity to the dish. The aroma of the sautéing vegetables is a tantalizing preview of the delicious meal to come. Finally, for the charro beans, we'll need pinto beans. Pinto beans are a versatile and nutritious ingredient, providing a hearty and satisfying element to the dish. They have a creamy texture and a mild, earthy flavor that pairs well with the bold flavors of the other ingredients. Rinsing the beans helps to remove any excess starch and ensures that they cook evenly. We'll also need chorizo, bacon, and some other tasty ingredients. Chorizo and bacon add a rich, smoky flavor to the charro beans, making them even more delicious. The fat from the bacon helps to create a silky, flavorful broth, while the chorizo adds a spicy kick. Together, these ingredients create a dish that is both hearty and flavorful, perfect for a satisfying meal. Now let's make the star of our show, the mole. Mole is a traditional Mexican sauce known for its rich, complex flavors. It's a labor of love requiring time and patience, but the end result is worth every minute. Today we'll take you through each step to create this culinary masterpiece. First, we toast the spices. Toasting spices is a crucial step in developing the deep, layered flavors that mole is famous for. We use a variety of whole spices such as cumin, coriander, and cloves. Each spice brings its own unique aroma and taste to the mix. We do this in a dry skillet. The dry heat helps to release the essential oils in the spices, intensifying their flavors. As the spices heat up, you'll notice a wonderful aroma filling your kitchen. This is a sign that the spices are toasting perfectly. The spices will become fragrant. This releases their oils. You'll want to keep a close eye on them, stirring frequently to prevent burning. The goal is to achieve a golden brown color, which indicates that the spices are toasted to perfection. Next, we blend the toasted spices. Blending the spices ensures that they are evenly distributed throughout the sauce, creating a harmonious blend of flavors. You can use a spice grinder or a high-powered blender for this step. We blend them with chiles, nuts, and seeds. Chiles add heat and depth, while nuts and seeds contribute a rich, creamy texture. Common choices include almonds, peanuts, and sesame seeds. Each ingredient plays a vital role in building the complexity of the mole. This creates a thick paste. The paste is thick and aromatic, a concentrated blend of all the toasted spices, chiles, nuts, and seeds. This paste is the foundation of our mole, providing the base upon which all the other flavors will build. This paste is the heart of our mole. It's rich, fragrant, and full of potential. At this stage, you can already get a sense of the depth and complexity that will characterize the final sauce. We cook the paste in a pot. Cooking the paste helps to further develop its flavors. You'll want to cook it over medium heat, stirring constantly to prevent sticking. As the paste cooks, it will darken in color and become even more aromatic. We add broth and seasonings. The mole simmers slowly. Adding broth helps to thin out the paste, transforming it into a sauce. You can use chicken broth, vegetable broth, or even water. Seasonings such as salt, pepper, and a touch of sugar help to balance the flavors. This allows the flavors to meld. Simmering the sauce slowly is key to achieving the perfect mole. The low, gentle heat allows the flavors to meld together, creating a sauce that is rich, complex, and deeply satisfying. This process can take anywhere from 30 minutes to several hours, depending on your recipe and desired consistency. As the mole simmers, you'll notice the sauce thickening and the flavors becoming more pronounced. The chiles, spices, nuts, and seeds all come together in a beautiful symphony of taste and aroma. This is the magic of mole. Some recipes call for additional ingredients such as chocolate, tomatoes, and garlic. These ingredients add even more layers of flavor to the sauce. Chocolate in particular adds a subtle sweetness and richness that complements the other ingredients perfectly. If you're using chocolate, be sure to use a high-quality, unsweetened variety. Grate it finely and add it to the sauce towards the end of the cooking process. The heat of the sauce will melt the chocolate, incorporating it smoothly into the mole. Tomatoes and garlic can be added earlier in the cooking process. The tomatoes add a touch of acidity, while the garlic provides a savory depth. Sauté the garlic until it's golden and fragrant before adding it to the pot. As the sauce continues to simmer, you'll want to taste it periodically and adjust the seasonings as needed. This is your chance to fine-tune the flavors, ensuring that the final sauce is perfectly balanced. The final mole should be thick, rich, and deeply flavorful. It should coat the back of a spoon and have a smooth, velvety texture. The flavors should be complex and well-balanced, with no single ingredient overpowering the others. Mole is traditionally served over chicken, but it can also be used with other meats, such as pork or beef. The rich, flavorful sauce pairs beautifully with the tender, juicy meat, creating a dish that is truly unforgettable. Garnish your mole with a sprinkle of sesame seeds and some fresh herbs for a touch of color and added flavor. Serve it with rice or tortillas to soak up every last bit of the delicious sauce, and there you have it, a traditional Mexican mole made from scratch. It's a labor of love, but the end result is a dish that is rich, complex, and deeply satisfying. Enjoy! Section 4. Crafting perfect Mexican rice. Fluffy, flavorful, and aromatic. While the mole simmers, let's make the rice. We sauté onions, garlic, and rice in a pot. This coats the rice with flavor. Then, we add tomatoes and broth. We bring the mixture to a boil. Then we reduce the heat and cover the pot. The rice steams until tender. This gives us fluffy, flavorful rice. Section 5. Charro beans, a symphony of textures and tastes. Now for the charro beans. We cook chorizo and bacon in a pot. This renders out the fat. This adds a smoky flavor to our beans. We add onions, garlic, and spices. Then we stir in the beans and broth. We simmer the beans until tender. They'll be creamy and delicious. Section 6. Presenting your Mexican feast, plating and pairing. Our mole, rice, and beans are ready. Let's serve them up. Spoon a generous portion of rice onto each plate. Top with the flavorful mole. Add a scoop of charro beans on the side. Garnish with fresh cilantro and lime wedges. These add a burst of freshness. Your Mexican feast is served. Section 7. Beyond the recipe, variations and substitutions. You can customize this meal to your liking. Try different types of chilies for the mole, add vegetables to the rice, or use different beans for the charro beans. Get creative in the kitchen. There are endless possibilities. Enjoy the flavors of Mexico.